Genesis chapter 3. In the lush, vibrant Garden of Eden, everything seemed perfect. Adam and Eve lived in harmony with nature, with each other, and with God, who had given them a simple command. You may eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, for if you do, you will surely die. One day, the cunning serpent, the most shrewd of all the creatures God had made, slithered up to Eve. It spoke, its voice smooth and persuasive. Did God really say you must not eat from any tree in the garden? Eve responded, We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die. The serpent smirked. You will not certainly die, it whispered. God knows that when you eat from it, your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil. Eve looked at the tree, its fruit glistening and enticing. It was beautiful, and the serpent's words stirred a deep curiosity in her heart. Longing to be wise, she reached out, plucked the fruit, and took a bite. Then she gave some to Adam, who was with her, and he ate too. Immediately, their eyes were opened, but not in the way they had hoped. Shame washed over them as they realized their nakedness. Hastily, they stitched fig leaves together to cover themselves. Later, as the evening breeze swept through the garden, Adam and Eve heard the sound of God walking among the trees. Filled with guilt, they hid. Where are you? God called out. Adam replied, I heard you in the garden, and I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid. God asked, Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree that I commanded you not to eat from? Adam shifted nervously. The woman you put here with me, she gave me some fruit from the tree and I ate it. God turned to Eve. What is this you have done? Eve said, The serpent deceived me and I ate. God then spoke to the serpent, cursing it. Because you have done this, cursed are you above all livestock and wild animals. You will crawl on your belly and eat dust all the days of your life. I will put enmity between you and the woman, and between your offspring and hers. He will crush your head, and you will strike his heel. To Eve, God said, I will make your pains in childbearing very severe. With painful labor you will give birth to children. Your desire will be for your husband, and he will rule over you. And to Adam, God said, Because you listened to your wife and ate fruit from the tree about which I commanded you, you must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat food from it all the days of your life. It will produce thorns and thistles for you, and you will eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow, you will eat your food until you return to the ground, since from it you were taken. For dust you are, and to dust you will return. Then God made garments of animal skin for Adam and Eve, clothing them in their shame. The man has now become like one of us, knowing good and evil. God said, He must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and live forever. So, God banished Adam and Eve from the Garden of Eden, sending them out to work the ground from which Adam had been made. At the garden's entrance, God placed cherubim and a flaming sword that flashed back and forth, guarding the way to the tree of life. And thus, humanity's journey outside Eden began, a life of toil, struggle, and longing for the paradise they had lost.